Hello, I'm Jack, and I'll be your presenter. This presentation describes how an instructor's theory on learning can be used to enrich the educational experience. I'll express my personal goals as an instructor and describe some of the methods I use to attain those goals. Technology and assessments and their role in instructional design will also be discussed. Knowledge transfer can take place in a multitude of ways. Content can be passed directly to the learner. The learner moves from understanding the concept to applying the concept and then understanding the real-life implications. The learner can be put into a simulated or real-life environment where they must use the new knowledge to solve a problem. The learner can be given tools, guidance, and encouragement along with social interactions. With them, the learner can synthesize existing knowledge with new knowledge to create a new level of understanding. I was a wrestler from 7th grade all the way to my second year in college. I still remember the placards on the wall of the wrestling rooms where I practiced. They all conveyed the same message. My coaches along the way provided me with wrestling skills, but more importantly, they were there to encourage me to push myself and to motivate me to try a little harder. They taught me a lot about perseverance, determination, and achievement. As an instructional designer, I'd like to do the same thing for my learners that my wrestling coaches did for me. I hope to inspire them to want to learn and to excel. Students who want to learn prepare for class, participate in classroom activities, and take a positive view of the learning experience. My goal is to make all my students want to learn. To do that, I must provide a learning and social environment that is conducive to their interests and abilities, so they are kept engaged in the learning process. If I am to encapsulate a single goal for my learners, I'd say it is to acquire higher level learning skills. Once a person can be a contributing collaborator, can think critically, and can effectively adapt to problem situations, they can be successful in any environment. Ultimately, success, however we choose to define that, is really what we want for our learners. My preferred theories are constructivism, the elaboration theory, and Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences. However, the eclectic design model best describes my beliefs regarding learning theory because it blends ideas from multiple theories. The theory I use in any given lesson would depend on my knowledge of the learner, the topic being taught, the learning environment, the length of the training, and several other factors. In terms of design principles and strategies, I would want to present the data using multimedia to reach as many intelligences as possible. I would create an environment for learners to exchange ideas and for them to work together to solve problems. There must be frequent formative assessments and evaluations. I think of every lesson as a work in progress, and I must always be reflecting on how the instructional process can be improved. Technology is at the center of 21st century instructional design. Whether I'm conveying content in a classroom, providing my students with online sources of data, or encouraging them to collaborate through the use of Web 2.0 apps, technology is the vehicle for the transference of knowledge and ideas. I choose to teach quantitative analytical subjects. One of the reasons I am drawn to these topics is the objective way of measuring the learner's understanding. Most of my lessons involve the introduction of one or more concepts. I apply the concepts to several real-life examples. Then the students are given the opportunity to create their own examples and apply the concepts. This can take the form of group activities, a graded Facebook assignment, or a formative written exam. By using multimedia to introduce the content, and then allowing learners to work independently in groups with social media or to direct online sources, the instruction is meeting the needs of diverse learners. Personal growth, like all forms of human development, comes from new experiences. We learn from our actions, from what we do right, and even more so, from the errors we make. An instructional designer must never stop exploring for new ways to teach, and we cannot be afraid of making mistakes along the way. We must also not be afraid to reflect on how we are doing as instructors. Are our learners receiving the best education we can give them? How can we make it better? In conclusion, as instructional designers, we must be actively seeking ways to increase the number of tools in our toolbox that contains theoretical approaches to learning, design models, technical tools, and social activities. The 21st century demands high-level thinking skills. We must create an environment to stimulate and develop those skills. This marks the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention.